YouTube hasn't been pushing my videos lately, so a like and a comment would really help me out right now. Anyway, here's the story. I got home early and caught my girlfriend boasting about cheating on me. I didn't say a word, just grabbed my stuff and left. She's been trying to reach me ever since, but she's blocked everywhere. I'm 38, she's 36, and we've been together for 5 years. I just discovered she was unfaithful, and the way I found out was straight-up nightmare material. Quick background. I've never been married and don't have kids, not because I didn't want to, just how life played out. So here's what went down. Last Friday after work, I headed to my friend Dan's lake cabin for one of our regular guys' weekends. Nothing fancy, just some fishing, a few beers, playing cards, and shutting our brains off. We do this every few months to decompress away from everyday life. Normally, I'd stay until early Monday morning and go straight to work, but this time I forgot my laptop. So around 4 p.m. on Sunday, I decided to head home early. I figured I'd get back by 6 and surprise Rachel with dinner. I stopped at our favorite little Italian spot and grabbed some takeout. When I got home, everything looked normal. I heard Rachel laughing in the kitchen and decided to sneak up and surprise her. As I got closer, I realized she was on the phone, and then I heard everything. In just 10 seconds, my entire world fell apart. She was giggling and saying, "Last night was freaking amazing. He's such a generous lover. I've never had anything like it. Met him on Tinder. He even took me out to dinner first. Classy, right? We barely made it to the couch. He's huge, like twice what Mike is packing. Believe me, I'm taking that ride again." I dropped the takeout. The containers exploded across the tile floor. Rachel turned around, shocked. Tears were already in my eyes. She tried to hug me, but I brushed right past her, grabbed my laptop from the office, and walked out. I didn't say a word. For 4 days straight, she bombarded my phone, texts, calls, emails, but I ignored them all. I checked into a motel a couple towns over and went completely dark. My friends and even my mom reached out because Rachel was panicking, but I told them I was safe and needed space. That one phone call blew up everything. I had genuinely thought I would spend the rest of my life with this woman. I'm an only child, and my mom's been hoping for grandkids. I was actually going to propose on July 4th, on our 6-year anniversary. The engagement ring is still in my duffel bag. Dan and his wife even knew my plan. They introduced us. I've never dealt with cheating before, and honestly, I feel broken. I don't even know if I should let Rachel explain herself. Just thinking about her makes me sick. I'd appreciate any advice. That first weekend, my 3 closest friends showed up at the motel. I told them the whole story, and they were floored. I asked them to turn off their phone location, sharing in case Rachel tried to track me down through their wives. She's close with one of them. That night, we sat in the motel bar, and I got completely hammered. Yeah, I know, not my proudest moment. Their phones kept buzzing with texts from their partners asking where they were, but they had my back. One of the wives even tried to get me to talk to Rachel, saying she just wanted me to come home, but I told my buddy to manage his own marriage. That night, I flirted with the bartender and a couple of women in town on business. Again, not proud. Midweek, Dan did a drive to be on the house Rachel and I rent together. He said she didn't go to work Monday and Tuesday, but was back by Wednesday. As soon as I heard that, I made my move. I packed up all my stuff while she was gone. The place was a mess. Dirty dishes everywhere, clothes strewn about, trash cans overflowing. Took me 3.5 hours to get everything out. Before I left, I even cleaned up. I don't know why, maybe just closure. That evening, Rachel must have come home and seen the empty closets because she blew up my phone again. I didn't respond. I moved back into my mom's house until I can find an apartment. The landlord says I can't be removed from the lease without Rachel's signature, so I'm stuck paying half the rent until October. Yeah, 38 years old and back in my childhood bedroom. What a joke. That Thursday, I finally agreed to meet Rachel. Told her we could talk at a downtown bar Friday night and that I'd bring a friend to keep things civil. She tried to convince me to come home instead to talk things out privately, but I set the terms and she eventually agreed. My buddy and I got there early. I ate and had a couple of drinks to steel myself. Rachel showed up and tried making small talk, but I cut her off, told her I had a list of questions. Her eyes welled up immediately. I asked her how long it had been going on. She insisted it was a one-time thing. I didn't buy it and told her so. I said, "We're done," and the least she could do is be honest so I could move on. Eventually, she confessed. She said every time I went on one of those guys' weekends for the past 2 years, she assumed I was cheating and decided to even the score. My blood was boiling. I told her that was a garbage excuse to sleep around. I asked who she was on the phone with that day, and she wouldn't say. I asked if she at least used protection. She admitted sometimes and added, "You're lucky I just tested clean, so don't freak if your last ride was bareback." That was it. I told her about the proposal I'd been planning, showed her the ring, told her I was going to do it at Dan's cookout, because that's where we met. She broke down crying and begging for another chance. I told her I'll always love the version of her I thought was real, but it's over. She's been texting me ever since, but she'll be blocked soon. So there I was, sitting in a Buffalo Wild Wings, sipping a beer and watching the fights, cheering for Poirier. My life was a total mess, but at least I wasn't lying to myself anymore. The comment section had it right. Cheaters always claim it was just once. She tried to flip it on me, saying she thought I was the one cheating. Classic deflection. It sucks the landlord won't take me off the lease, but at least I have a roof over my head. She came this close to being my wife, and she blew it all up for a thrill. I'm trying to focus on healing, cutting out the alcohol for a bit. I don't want to fall into a worse spiral. Someone even suggested the mystery guy she was bragging about might be someone I know, maybe even a friend's spouse. If I ever find out, I'll warn the guys. Turns out, the wife who kept calling me through my buddy's phone, she's the one hosting the July 4th party. Rachel had told her the same, only once lie, so she tried playing peacemaker. I met her for coffee and told her the whole truth. Right there at the cafe, she called Rachel. Rachel admitted everything. The host lost it, told Rachel not to even think about coming to the party, since I'd be there. She called Rachel's behavior disgusting and apologized for believing her. I told her she didn't owe me an apology. We both just trusted someone we shouldn't have. As for that phone call I overheard when I walked in, I'm fairly sure she was talking to her sister. I tried reaching out, sent a few texts and made one call, but got nothing back. 2 of Rachel's friends said they didn't know anything. Apparently, she used to host wine nights on Saturdays while I was gone. One acquaintance who sometimes attended said she never heard any cheating talk. Rachel's mom actually called me yesterday, said Rachel's in a really dark place, and asked if I'd reconsider. I told her there's zero chance of that. I went back to work this Monday after a week off, tried to rebuild a routine, hitting the gym, thinking about starting therapy. I'm not doing great, but I'm moving forward. Rachel's blocked everywhere now. That chapter's closed. If I ever find out who the guy on the phone was, I'll post an update. But for now, I'm choosing to move on.